Okay, just gonna play Toy Blast. Yeah. So last time I played, I got up to level 179. So we're getting close to doing it on my first attempt last time. So that's enough to make me feel optimistic about my chances this time. So let's keep playing. What I've got to do on this level is get rid of the windmills by matching the applicable colours next to the fans until each blade is filled with different colours, and that's when the level will be complete. As you can see, it can be quite easy once you kind of establish a kind of rhythm with them, I suppose you could say, where the different colours that you need tend to start falling down one after the other. But other times it can be really hard, and you'll be wanting certain colours, but they just seem like they won't come sometimes, and no matter how hard you try, and it can be kind of unpredictable like that, but fortunately it doesn't seem to often happen that way, which is something a relief, I'm sure you can imagine. So you've managed to do it already. That was quite easy. Well, I made it look quite easy, didn't I? Suppose it can be hard at times, though. The OCD still there somewhat. But then again, it always is, isn't it? Hey, I managed to come first. Managed to come first, that's fine. Okay, I'm fourth on this one. Let me just check my face cam. Okay. Yeah, as you can see, I'm still suffering from the OCD. So what I need to do in this level is get rid of the bowling pins and all of the colourful bricks as well. I was feeling a bit down about making videos just before, because when I did my Half-Life 1 video last night, not only did I die a lot and not make as much progress as I wanted, but the video was also a really large file size, and so I started thinking that when I start playing more graphically advanced games, if really big file sizes could become something of a serious problem at that point, um, because I played for 39 minutes or so, and the file size was over 2 gigabytes, which seemed kind of unacceptable to me um, because previous times when I played for 40 minutes or so, the file sizes have only been about 1.60 gigabytes, and yeah, so it kind of I was kind of alarmed at the sheer file size in that particular instance, and it's made me fear that with more graphically advanced games, the file sizes could leap up to something like, I don't know, maybe 5 gigabytes or so, and it would take ages to upload them to YouTube. And so I'm thinking maybe in the end I'll start trying to play games in full screen mode, and hope that maybe playing in full screen mode Well, you know, result in maybe it won't stretch the image so much into a higher resolution. So maybe the resolution will be smaller if I play in full games in full screen mode, and therefore the videos will be full smaller file sizes all around, and then my problem will be solved. But one of the reasons why I don't really want to play games in full screen mode as I record is because it'd be hard for me to ascertain how long my videos were running for, so I wouldn't necessarily know when I needed to end them without having to Alt and Tab out of the game in order to see what my recording time was, and I remember when years back when people said that alt-tabbing out of games a lot does, that each time you alt-tab out of games it does a minor amount of irreparable damage to your computer each time you do it. And so when I heard that, I naturally tried to stop alt-tabbing out of games as much as I possibly could from that point on. Uh, and, um, and so I don't like the thought of going back to doing that, alt-tabbing out of games regularly. And with me and my OCD and not being sure whether I'm recording properly and getting anxious about that kind of thing as I play, I could end up alt-tabbing out of games really often with my OCD once I get started doing it. Because as you know, once I get started with me OCD, I tend to spiral out of control quite quickly with it. So it's something of a quandary to me, really. And but I'm going to experiment around a bit more with it before I decide to play games in full screen mode totally. But considering I'm the person who very quickly loses hope with things, it has kind of put me in a somber mood lately. Maybe that's why I don't seem to be playing all that well on this right at the moment as well, unfortunately. And then I've always got my OCD making me fearful and anxious, haven't I? So I'm almost never at my best. I'm almost never at my best when I make these videos either. Yeah, never feel at my best in life at all, in fact. I mean, sometimes I find it annoying to think how some people get all grouchy and miserable when they're not at the best, and when they feel like they're not at the best sometimes. But with me, I'm literally never at my best these days, I don't think. So it makes me think if those people could experience how the world is for an OCD victim like me, they'd be grateful for the times when they actually do have a spring in the step, so to speak. Seems like quite a hard level this, doesn't it? You know, there isn't giving me many colourful many of the same colours clustered together and all. Wonder if this could do me some good though. Yeah, I think it was too little too late though, sadly. As is evident, just okay, let's try again. After all, it doesn't, I suppose, it doesn't matter as much because 180 is quite a landmark figure if you look at the darts world, isn't it? That might not seem relevant to you, but it's relevant to me with how this is my video and all, so if you don't like it, tough luck, my sons and daughters. Will be quite a terrible video though if I only complete this one level onwards. I mean that level I played just before. Yeah, as you can see, my throat isn't really any better either. But on the plus side, my ankles have been somewhat better, so, you know, since the time I went out on the 16th for this month, August. So I could possibly be going out again soon. So there's a ray of sunshine on this gloomy evening for me, isn't it? Can be tricky sometimes when you don't know where you should use power-ups for the best effect as well, isn't it? And look at that, my moves are down to 10 now. They've soon dwindled to nothing near enough, haven't they? Hope I've at least got another life after this. Get a feeling I'm getting short now though, like this might be my last one maybe. Yeah, it's quite an insane difficulty spike, isn't it, going on to this level from the previous ones that I was on and all. So how's everyone's days been, eh? As you probably gathered, mine hasn't felt all that great. Well, you can't have great days all the time, can you, I guess? never seems to give you the propellers in the directions you want them to be facing sometimes, does it either? Yeah, I don't rate my chances very high right now, I don't think. Once more, it didn't give me the propeller the way I wanted it to be facing either. Oh well, at least I came somewhat close at the end. Yeah, lives out already. Just one level that I managed to do, isn't that pathetic? Oh well, goodbye, fans.